Now to a couple with LA ties who are personally buying and shipping crucial military gear to Ukraine. Let's bring back award-winning journalist Jeff MacIntyre. Jeff, you recently traveled to Poland for a story about them. Let's take a look.
Tonight we eating Ukrainian borscht with beetroot, potatoes, beans.
Anybody who's from Ukraine, they would understand how important Ukrainian borscht is.
There's no better way to get to know Ukraine or its people than by sinking a spoon into a piping hot bowl of tradition.
It's very tasty. It makes me remember my childhood, my grandma, my mom.
Oleg and Sasha invite me to their apartment in Krakow, Poland, to share a taste of home and what they're trying to do to save it.
You never learn about this in school. You know what happens when your country goes to war.
Before moving to Poland 9 years ago, they both spent time in the U.S. Sasha even worked at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia. Neither believed an unprovoked war was in the future until their phone rang at 5 a.m. on February 24th.
The first call was from my wife's mother.
And she told me that our city is being bombarded and that Russia finally attacked us. And she basically was calling to say goodbye.
A few days after the invasion, Oleg and Sasha's disbelief transformed into action to save country and family.
We thought about going back and fighting. I can make Molotov cocktails, for example.
First thing to do was to make a post on Facebook. And in the post, I was looking specifically for military equipment.
And then when we got this idea that we can try to help to buy stuff and send it to our military guys in Ukraine, and we can send them things that they're missing, that's when we thought, we can help them in some way that is more solid than me going and trying to shoot with Kalashnikov.
Neither have military experience, but are convinced supporting the fathers, brothers, and sons back home will help them stay in the fight a little longer.
Each little thing we're sending is just giving us a little bit more time and is giving Russia a bit less chances to win.
Buying time is personal. Her father is fighting on the front line and recently sent this video of his unit striking a Russian tank.
I think all of us have seen movies about war. And until you see your brother or your father or your husband going to the war, you don't quite understand how scary it is.
Their plea to help Ukraine's military struck a nerve. Donations started pouring in. Oleg's first shipment was delivered 2 days ago to his hometown. As the fighting intensifies, so does Oleg and Sasha's mission.
Now I see that guys that we have sent the help to are wearing our helmets, are wearing our protective gear, and are less scared to go to the field and fight back. Something that felt really small has turned out to be very impactful.
Wow. Jeff, what a story. What happened after that dinner?
Oh, you heard. Okay. So we're enjoying this taste of home, and that borscht just knocked me off my chair. It was really tasty. And then Sasha's phone pings. It's an update from her dad in Ukraine, and he sends us a picture of how they're spending their Saturday night. And in the picture you see right there, Sasha's younger sister, Anna, in the bomb shelter under the family's home in Ukraine. And just really take a minute to soak this in. Anyone with kids, here's an 8-year-old girl, probably in a pitch black room. Zelensky just, played the air raid sirens for you. She's probably hearing this. It's incredibly powerful. And it's a sobering reminder of the importance of Oleg and Sasha's mission to save not only their homeland, but their family's home.
Yeah, and the world has really been transfixed with the Ukrainian people's struggle. How can we help them?
This couple is so neat, and they're fiercely dedicated to the cause, and they appreciate any generosity. And you could check out the mission at helpuamilitary.com. And Sasha told me that no matter the size of the donation, people's generosity really restores her faith in humanity and fills her with hope.
And speaking of good causes, the reason you were over there in the first place was to support another good cause.
Yes, this life-changing trip wouldn't have come about without the courageous local nonprofit Strong Villages. The director called me up and she said, you know, Jeff, I'm tired of seeing all the bombs and destruction. I want somebody to go over there and tell the story of the mothers and children. And then there was a pause, and then she said, that someone should be you. And you don't argue with Lynn. So 3 days later, I'm strapped into seat 12G, and I land in Poland with my camera. And I'm just so full of gratitude for Strong Villages. They really understand the power of storytelling, that the shortest distance between truth and change sometimes is a well-told story. But I know I'm preaching to the choir, Alex. You get that.
Yeah, well, Jeff is one of the best storytellers in all of Southern California. I think he's won 250 Emmys at this point, more than anybody else. And these stories are so important, Jeff, because without people like you and the journalists really in places like Kyiv that are really risking their lives right now, we wouldn't know about what is happening and the way to shine a light on the atrocities so that people know what's happening and that people can help them. So we encourage people to help both of the organizations that Jeff highlighted, and we appreciate you coming on our show to remind us of the hope amidst all the misery there as well. Jeff MacIntyre, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Still to come, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's historic Supreme Court confirmation hearing.